Well, as the focus shifts to the sixth phase of polls on Saturday, many of you will be visiting polling booths in the national capitals and other parts of the country to cast your vote. Our next report by Rahul Upadhyay tells you how these polling booths are set up and what are the criteria to set up a booth at a particular location.
And many of you must have visited to polling stations to cast your vote at your respective constituencies. But have you ever thought how these polling stations are get set up?
Electioneering in India is a big and mammoth exercise. It involves advanced planning, execution of well-planned strategies to ensure free and fair elections. It begins with announcement of date for election. The process of setting up of polling stations follows certain norms and principles. The district election officer is assigned the responsibility to set up and publish the list of polling stations in their district. There are some principles on the basis of which polling stations are set up. These include ensuring that voters do not have to travel more than 2 kilometers to cast their vote.
What we have done is on P-1 day, हम इनको dispatch कर रहे हैं. We are sending them to their polling locations. We have tell them which polling location each party will be going. So they are in the buses. They are taking their polling material along with EVMs. So sector officer will go along with them. They will set up their polling booth. They will stay there.
These principles, however, are not set in stone. Polling stations can even cater to less than 300 voters in case access is a problem. For example, in a rugged terrain. In cases where the number of electors exceeds 1500, auxiliary polling stations are set up, preferably in the same building. Polling station locations are chosen carefully, usually in a government or semi-government institutions. They try to avoid using private buildings unless it's absolutely necessary. Polling stations are equipped with adequate shade structures like tents, canopies or umbrellas, seating, cooling devices like fans, proper ventilation, drinking water and ORS. In addition to this, the ECI has also identified polling stations which are likely to face heat waves based on India Meteorological Department data.
These are some of the arrangements which Election Commission officials make for us. Amid all these efforts, voter participation play a major role to make an election success. And for this, we must have to understand the value of our vote and we should come out and cast our vote. With camera person Anil Thakur, this is Rahul Upadhyay from New Delhi for DD India.
Well, we are just 2 steps away from this election of 2024, India's parliamentary elections getting over. We've had a look at the eastern part of India in phase 6. Remember, the south, the west, the elections are over and now. There is no state left in either of the regions that we are looking at elections for 2024. So our focus is primarily now going to be the north and the east. We've had a look at east yesterday. Our look today is going to be in the northern part of India in phase 6 of election. So where all in the north are we seeing elections? 1 seat in Anantnag that shifted from phase 3 to phase 6. So that's one addition. Haryana 10, Delhi 7, neighboring states there, Uttar Pradesh 14, and that's how this particular phase can be summed up. You're looking at close to, interestingly, 32 seats in this range. Firstly, Anantnag, as I mentioned, May 7th voting was scheduled, shifted to the 6th phase. So this particular seat is one that we are looking at. Haryana has 10 seats in Haryana. Remember, Haryana can be split into 3 halves. Haryana, you can look at North Haryana, South, as well as the Jatland. That's Karnal, Rohtak and Sonipat, if you put it there. When you look at the southern part, you've got Bigani, Gurgaon and Faridabad, Ambala, Kurukshetra, Sirsa and Hisar in the northern part of Haryana. Moving to Delhi, all 7 regions in Delhi, it's a combination of 4 for AAP, 3 for Congress, taking on the might of BJP, who's got a double, looking for a hat-trick in Delhi. You've got East, New Delhi, West Delhi, South Delhi with AAP, Northwest, Northeast, Chandni Chowk with Congress, and it's a combination that's come together. Will that be able to put some speed breakers on that magic run that BJP's had in 2014 and 2019? That's something worth looking out for. And Uttar Pradesh, 14 seats in Uttar Pradesh. If you look at Uttar Pradesh in particular, you can classify Uttar Pradesh into two halves, 6 seats in the Awadh region, 8 seats in the Purvanchal region. Remember, Uttar Pradesh comes to polls or goes to poll in every phase of this election. So we are in that penultimate phase, 6th phase, where we have 14 seats, but 14 interesting seats, especially seats like Phulpur, Pratapgarh, Allahabad, also seats like Azamgarh and Basti that could throw interesting numbers for us in this election along with Sultanpur. Well, now this is how the north looks like. 32 seats in the north. BJP has a lion's share, 26 seats with BJP. The BSP has got 4. The SP has got 1. The Jammu Kashmir National Conference having 1 seat there, and that's how this particular combine gets completed. Well, take a look at how, when you juxtapose it in today's times, the northern belt, 26 seats. If you look at the 2019 numbers, 26 with the NDA, 2 with the opposition bloc. 1 is that seat in Uttar Pradesh, the other is the Anantnag seat, and 4 others, that's the BSP seat that's in the others table. Well, now the eastern part, we had a look at it yesterday, a quick recap of that. In the east, there are 26 seats, 19 with the NDA, the BJP, the primary driver there, and others, you've got 4 seats, that's with the Trinamool Congress, 3 seats from others forming this particular table here in the eastern part of India. So finally, the 58 seats, take a look. It's BJP that's defending more, 45 seats. So it's a big, just like that first phase that we were looking at. This is an important phase for the BJP. They have 45 seats in this particular phase. Others, then, the drivers with 11 seats. The opposition with just 2 seats in this particular phase of election. Looking at phase 6, 89% of the candidates male, 10.6%. A marginal drop in the percentage of females fighting elections in this phase as compared to the 5th phase, but then to encouraging numbers. Illiterate candidates in this election fray, 14, graduates and above 512. The average age of candidates in this phase is between 31 to 50 years. Almost half of the candidates fall in this category, and that's why this category is interesting. Criminal cases, 180 cases, roughly 21% of the candidates have criminal cases. Serious criminal cases, 141. And that's something that we're going to look forward to, especially in Bihar, when we discuss Bihar in particular. Crorpatis, 338. Average asset per candidate is 6 crore 21 lakhs, especially in the northern part of India. And that's why this particular phase is interesting. The rich candidates, Naveen Jindal, 1241 crores from Kurukshetra. You've got the BJD candidate from Cuttack, Santrupt Mishra, and also the AAP candidate, Dr. Sushil Gupta, who's again taking on Naveen Jindal there in Kurukshetra, the third richest candidate in this phase with 169 crore against his name. Star candidates that we are looking at, Radha Mohan Singh there fighting this elections on a very strong footing from Purvi Champaran, Lovely Anand fighting from Shiohar, Awadh Bihari Chaudhary fighting on that RJT ticket from Siwan. You've got Naveen Jindal once again back in the election fray, but changing his colors, this time in BJP, fighting from Kurukshetra. Ashok Tawar, another Congress face, now fighting from BJP from Sirsa. The former Chief Minister of Haryana, Manohar Lal Khattar, fighting from Karnal, a stronghold that the BJP looks to capture. Citadel, the Deepender Singh Hooda, fighting from the Hooda Citadel of Rohtak. Raj Babbar, changing from Uttar Pradesh, coming to Haryana now, taking on Rao Inderjeet Singh, who's looking for another term to Parliament from Gurgaon or Gurugram, and Raj Babbar taking him on. Krishanpal Gujar fighting from Faridabad. Abhay Singh Chautala, INLD and JJP both, it's an offshoot of the other, but Abhay Singh Chautala now trying to reclaim that glory, fighting from Kurukshetra this particular election. Mehbooba Mufti fighting from Anantnag Rajouri, another interesting candidate, that could, especially looking at how this particular election has moved, could throw some interesting numbers. Manoj Tiwari, Northeast Delhi, Basuri, Swaraj, Sushma Swaraj's daughter making a political debut, fighting from the New Delhi seat. Sambit Patra fighting from Puri in Odisha. Dharmendra Pradhan making his political debut in Lok Sabha elections, fighting this particular elections from Sambalpur. Matab, again a change in colors from the BJD, moving to the BJP now, fighting from the seat in Cuttack. Dharmendra Yadav is that battle in Azamgarh that we all are looking at, and another family member from the Samajwadi Party in the election fray for this particular seat. Finally, Menka Gandhi fighting this particular elections from Sultanpur. We got Jagdambika Pal, the chief minister for the shortest period of time, fighting from Dumbriganj. Subhash Sarkar fighting from West Bengal in Bankura. Remember, it's a doctor and there are two lawyers in this seat, in this fight for Bankura that we are looking at. Agnimitra Paul fighting from West Bengal, Mednipur, and she's taking on a Bengali cine star in this fight for, in this fight to win this particular seat for the BJP. So it's an interesting battle that you could see, especially for many seats in this phase of